ZX10R.
ZX10R.
We are at Road Atlanta because we're introducing to the North American press the all-new 2011 Ninja ZX10R.
Kawasaki ZX10R, awesome.
Its focus is for the racetrack, so there's been major changes to everything.
The Road Atlanta was great. It's an excellent track. Has a lot of great characteristics that suit this bike. You've got long straightaways, you've got some S-turns, you've got elevation changes, some really good opportunities to bring this bike out.
The chassis is different, the motor's different, and it has, the electronic package on it that's pretty awesome. The biggest electronic feature is the traction control system, and it's really revolutionary because it's simpler than all the other systems that are out there, but it's more effective. It's a lot more seamless than the other systems, but it's done using a lot simpler control methods.
This traction control system is derived from Kawasaki's MotoGP program. It's probably the most transparently functional TC I've experienced yet.
The traction control in this bike is probably the best one that I've ridden with so far. I mean, they're all really, really good, but this one has gone that next step farther with it's basically proactive, the way it works before you're actually starting to lose traction.
It's mind-boggling that you can go buy a motorcycle with this sophisticated electronics at your dealership for under $14,000. It's literally unbelievable. I don't understand why everyone in the world is not riding or going to the dealership to buy a ZX10R. Like, that amazing.
Well, it's lighter, and they made it a straighter design from the steering stem straight to the swing arm pivot, which is always the optimal deal. It has tuned flex in it, so it actually is more flexible in certain spots and less flex than last year, which resulted in increased front end feel, and the rider feedback is way better. You can feel the bike as it's going through the corner.
The big thing is the balance of the chassis. Kawasaki's have always had good engines. They've always had a good slipper clutch and nice transmission ratios. Good engine package, but they brought one, at least in stock form, that seems to be pretty well balanced and a lot of fun to ride.
I really like the handling here at Road Atlanta. You get fast turns, you got slow turns, you got to flick the bike back and forth, you got to hold the line through the fast turns, and we've done minor changes to the bike, and just right out of the box, it was really awesome. I'm digging it.
The bike feels physically smaller. They've made the bars flatter, so you have better leverage, and they've dropped the foot pegs down 5 millimeters too. So it's more comfortable, but it gives you more leverage on the bike, and it's easier to get it started into the corner this way.
I'm 6'3" without my heels, so usually I have a hard time getting on these bikes, and after even half a session on the track or an hour or two on the street, I'm in pain. But with the adjustable foot pegs on this, we've lowered them down by 15 mil, and it made a world of difference. It didn't really affect my lap times at all, just made me a little bit happier and more comfortable.
I don't think I've ever been on a sport bike that actually has functional mirrors. That was the first thing I noticed. As I got on it, I looked down and all you could see was the corner of your elbow in the mirror instead of the whole forearm. So that'll be nice in the street when you're battling traffic in LA. It's good to be able to see what's beside you and behind you. So that's a big improvement.
The motor has the same bore and stroke, but that's about where the similarities end. It's an inline 4 still, obviously, but they've changed the intake ports. The rods are bigger to handle more power. Basically, from the ground up, it's a totally different motor.
Feels more power, feels more ferocious. From what I understand, it doesn't make heaps more horsepower than the previous model, but what they've done with all the new technology in it is that the power just comes on like a bullet train. It's nearly yanked the bars out of my hands a couple times. Flying for the sky, it feels like a more powerful motorcycle.